Hi, thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about the child who is unable to be emotionally vulnerable in the home and how it can leave them feeling emotionally lonely. Also, ways to heal, have self-love, build confidence, and self-esteem as adults. If you like my content, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Everyone's situations are complex. This won't be a one-size-fits-all. Take the parts that can help and leave the parts to the side that don't make sense for you. Whether your parent was checked out, angry, neglectful, had narcissistic traits, or the narcissistic disorder, being raised in this type of home can be very lonely, demeaning, and hurtful to a child. Children are affected by the actions or lack of actions from their parents, and the child's confidence, self-esteem, and feelings of loneliness are at risk. When believing the parent is disinterested or they're a burden, the child may internalize their problems and have a fear of speaking up, that it may be used against them, often left to figure things out for themselves at a young age. If the child is born on the more sensitive side, then an unhealthy parenting style may meet that sensitivity with an even more matched anger. Here's an example. A child gets on the school bus after school, and their friend who always sits with them walks by and sits somewhere else. The child feels rejected and tries not to cry. When the child gets off the bus and into the car of their parent, they can't hold back the tears. When the child explains what's wrong, the parent becomes infuriated and coldly berates the child, saying, "That's not something to be upset about. You shouldn't be caring if they sit with you or not. Stop caring about other people. Who cares if they sit with you?" When the child opened up, they were belittled, criticized, and shamed for being upset. The parent lacked empathy and concern for the child who was already hurting and being screamed at by the parent, isolates and disconnects the child from the parent. It tells them that they're an inconvenience, unlovable, and not enough. If this is the typical response every time the child has needs or feelings, then the child will learn to bury and internalize their feelings. The child is wanting their parent to look at them and talk to them in a way that tells them they are loved. Having a healthy connection is knowing you have someone to talk to about anything and everything, and the other person is wanting to hear what you have to say. It's a way for you to be seen with a back and forth conversation, having a safe space to open up. With this type of connection, the other person could just look at your eyes and know what you're thinking. It's being cherished, listened to, shown empathy, supported, and accepted. This connection needs to be sought after by both sides. It isn't accessible if one person is judgmental or uninterested. The child expressed a natural, normal emotional response. The difference is whether they are nurtured or neglected. Remember that you weren't treated this way by your parent because of the human being that you are. If your parent is so disconnected from themselves, then how can they possibly connect to someone else in a healthy way? In adulthood, this wounded child still lives inside of us, and we carry this emotional loneliness with us. It's important for us to work through these emotions and belief systems that we're left with from these relationships so that we can move forward in our lives, being able to have healthy connections to our loved ones and children. I believe that our soul, or our true self, is where our gut feelings and intuitions come from, and it's always trying to lead us in the direction of our life purpose. When we're out of alignment, for example, when we're taking a back seat and putting other people's needs in front of our own, then we may develop emotional reactions like a sadness or anxiety. It can be helpful to think of these emotional reactions as a lifeline or a message from your soul saying this part of us needs healing. We may want to push these emotional reactions away because they're hard to look at. But when we do, they tend to come back even louder the next time, still wanting our attention. Try seeing these emotional reactions as an opportunity to build self-awareness around them, to heal this part of ourselves, to lead us down a path for a healthier life. Looking outside of ourselves for love and acceptance that we didn't get growing up doesn't usually work. Finding our self-love from within can help heal our confidence and self-esteem. When you're having emotional reactions, try journaling around these emotions. Feel deeply into them. Explore them with an unconditional kindness and an unconditional non-judgment. Write a story or a play around them. What do they look like? What are these emotions trying to say? Where in your childhood did these feelings come from? Is there a fear that they're trying to express? Finding the words that truly express your emotions can be a release and bring self-awareness. Then explore the belief you have that is causing these emotions. Where did you develop this belief? And do you want to continue believing it? Maybe if your inner critic is beating you up, ask yourself the question, who told you that? Another way to help heal our wounded inner child is to use meditation. Going back to that time in your mind. In the example I used, it could look like opening the car door, pulling that child out, hugging them, and telling them that they are loved, safe, and that you have them now, and the two of you will go forward together, putting love into that child. Find ways to move through anger and negative energy. Journal, write letters to the people that hurt you, getting all of your emotions and thoughts down on paper, and then burn the letter. Play music, dance, scream, yell, whatever feels good for you. You were once a victim, but you don't have to be that victim anymore. Give yourself compassion, empathy, loving acceptance in the way that you talk to yourself and treat yourself. A lot of times we forget to take care of ourselves. We may not see ourselves as a priority. Do you take time to do things for yourself that are loving, that support you spiritually, like playing meditation music while you sleep at night, bubble baths using oil diffusers or candles, yoga? Do the things that you find calming, providing self-love. What brings you joy? Hiking, painting, writing, running, puzzles? Do more of that. Try finding a mantra that you love to say and say it every day, like, I believe in myself and I'm what I choose to become, or I am conquering my fears and becoming stronger each day, or I'm grateful for all that is unfolding in my life and all that is yet to come. Pick something that feels good for you. Be your own best friend and give yourself the nurturing that you didn't receive. Ask yourself the question, if I was to give myself one gift today, what would it be? In the pinned comments, there's a link to a website you can click on. It recommends books for dealing with different types of narcissism, like Recovering from a Narcissist, Dealing with a Narcissist, Those with Narcissistic Parents, and so on. On the upper right-hand side, you can click on Therapist Directory to help you find an individual therapist. I hope this helps. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I love you all.